Anyways, on to the next track / performance in Sonia's Young Soul Saturdays, man. I hope you guys are having an awesome day and are enjoying the reactions so far. We've already done 2 for those of you who are only joining us now. We've done Forestella, The Unwritten Legend. That was very cool and very light-hearted, vibrant track that we started with. And then we moved on to Codaline, which is was a first on this channel, and it's called All I Want. Beautiful song. I suggest you go back and listen to that. Now we're moving on to Eric Clapton. I think we've reacted to 1 or 2 Eric Clapton songs before. This is called Tears in Heaven. I don't think I've ever heard this. If I have, I'll obviously let you know, but I don't think I've ever heard this. This is like my dad's kind of music. Not that I'm being disrespectful about it, because my dad listened to a lot of good artists. But the message over here from Sonia is Eric wrote this song for his son Conor, aged 4, who had fallen from a 53-story building. Jeez, in 1991. Jeez, that's devastating. That is devastating, man. Are we flipping this up now? Then we start off light and now we're going heavy. Last week we started off heavy and we went a little bit lighter. I think are we now? Is the tide turning? Are we going dark now? Dark? Are we going sad now? Let's go. Oh my God! No, okay. Okay. Few things. Okay. Full disclaimer, obviously I've heard this is a fucking classic. Okay, this is a classic. Haven't heard this in God knows how long. Secondly, I did not know that this was an Eric Clapton song. Thirdly, I did not know the story behind the song. Right? And thirdly, and fourthly, did I do second or third? I can't remember. Anyway, and lastly, I've never paid attention to the lyrics of this. But now knowing the backstory of this is going to hit hard. Shit. Obviously, I mean, I've heard this before. Who hasn't? This is a classic, man.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven?
Sorry.
I must be strong and carry on. All I know, I don't belong here in heaven.
I wouldn't be able to even imagine the guilt-ridden psychological turmoil that I would go through if something tragic like that had to happen to my son. I just wouldn't. And that's why he says, like, would it be the same? Would you know my name? It's almost like he felt like I was supposed to be a protector. It's not his fault. It's not his fault these things happen. These freak accidents happen. And it's a travesty, right? But it's almost, you can see this song is coming from a parent's space in terms of like, it doesn't matter what happens, everything is on you. Absolutely even if it's not your fault, it's on you. You're always going to have that, I could have done something, I could have done whatever else. And in certain situations, you just couldn't have. It just is what it is. These things are unfair. And the world is just tragically unfair. But I would not I don't see how I would be able to get over something. I can't even fathom something like that. I can't even fathom something. I can't even fathom the pain and the agony just thinking about it. Just thinking about it is sitting heavy on my chest. You know what I mean? I did not know the backstory to the song, and it makes it so much more beautiful.
You hold my hand up. If I saw you in heaven, would you help me stand? If I saw you in heaven, I'll find my way night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay in heaven.
Imagine longing there, because your life immediately loses all of its purpose when you lose a child like that. And when I say it loses all of its purpose, it doesn't lose all of its purpose, but to you in your heart, right, it almost feels like it loses all of its purpose. It's almost like you just carry on to carry on, right? And it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of psychological work to actually get you past that point and to realize that it's not your fault. These things happen, and they're tragic that they happen, but life must carry on. Your kid would have wanted it to carry on, right? And it can actually be something powerful for someone else to see that kind of strength. But that feeling of that longing for that person, in terms of like, I'm actually, every day you're okay to go so you can actually see your child again. And specifically, if you have one child and there's nobody else, right? And you lost your one child, I can't imagine that. Because then it's like whenever you want to take me. And if it is that we are to meet again in the eternal life, that's perfectly fine, right? But then am I worthy of heaven? Do you know what I mean? And it's just that turmoil, that psychological turmoil that must go, is unfathomable. That's why and I know people that have told me some tragic stories about them having lost a child, and I will never be able to level with them on that kind of thing, because of the fact that it's pain that you don't understand until you are inflicted with it. And you'll never be able to understand that until you're inflicted with it. Do you know what I mean? And it takes a very, very, very strong kind of person, a very strong character, right, to move past something as painful as that. Do you know what I mean? And that's what makes the song so much more special, because he literally channeled an unbelievable amount of pain into something so beautiful that'll live forever and speak to so many more people that have gone through this kind of thing. He actually turned something that was very dire and painful, and he didn't bottle it up and let it destroy himself. He actually used it, right? And he kept his child and the memory of his child alive, right, through other people and through his art. And that takes a very special human being to do. Come on, man.
Time can bring you down. Time can bend your knee. Time can break your heart, and you beg and plead, beg and
That must be one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Absolutely beautiful, and actually knowing the story about it as well. It's tragic, but I really take my hat off. I take my hat off to people like this that are able to take that kind of pain, move past it, and actually manifest something beautiful out of that pain. I don't know, and I'm a very resilient person. I can handle a lot, but I don't know if I'm as strong as someone like an Eric Clapton in that situation. Obviously, you would never know. You don't know who you are until you're faced with certain situations. You're a very different person in very different situations. That's why I say when people say, "Oh no, I know who I am." Do you know what I mean? No, you don't. No, you don't. Let me throw you into some real tragic times, and let's see how you deal with that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you, and I pray to God that I'd never have to. Beautiful song, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.